Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lowly M, and this is my channel. It's called Spirit University. Uh, okay, and this series is called Tea Time with your host. Okay, and during this time, I express what's known about me, what I know about myself, and different concerns and different things such as that I'm upset or worried about or whatever. But it concerns comes from me. So there's my lovely, lovely, lovely cup. So this is going to be very serious and a little tear jerking because, like I said, it is the truth and it's comes from me and it concerns me and my feelings. So grab your special cup and put something delicious and interesting in your cup, whatever you want, and grab your easy chair or your sofa or your bed and get relaxed. And this one may take more than 30 minutes because it's so in depth. All right. So I will get on with what I will talk about tonight. I have a few notes because some of the things that is so much that I did not want to get forget anything. Okay, so I named this series uh, and this film is it's about time to take our children back. Okay? And what I am so concerned about is that it looked as if child rearing and the way children are in this day and time, it is, I guess the word is going downhill instead of up. You know, uh, it looks to me like parents are not taking their responsibility for their children seriously. And what I've seen with these two eyes is that uh, is worse, especially after the pandemic. It seemed to me that the parents are just letting the kids just willy nilly, as the old folks say. Here are some concerns that I have. I wrote them down. Uh, my concerns are there is no direction for the children, no parental guidance, no parental rules for the child, no home structure, no limits, no, as I said, parental guidance, no parental consistency. Uh, communication should be priority, but it isn't. Parents don't make time for the children. Uh, it seems to me that the internet, YouTube, TikTok, uh, all of those things are babysitting or keeping the children busy and out of the parents' hair. Uh, they are learning things from the internet that they should not be learning at certain ages. And I have noticed there's a deficit of social skills with children nowadays. And that's not good. Uh, and it's causing difficulties not only with the children and the parents, but also with society. And now I am not blaming anyone. I'm just stating what I have seen myself. And uh, it is so distinctly different. It seems at every, I don't know, 10 or 20 years that it gets worse. It gets worse. And the children are suffering because of this. That the time that the parents give them is almost nothing. They don't want to say, they don't want to. It seems like to me that for them, it's a problem, the parents. They don't want to deal with it. And I have heard some parents say that. They just don't want to deal with the children. And that's really bad. I think that's what it comes down to. Uh, the way I was reared and the way it looks to me nowadays is completely, totally different. Okay. Even though my mom had 10 children, okay, uh, they still had time for us. Okay. And the kind of uh, child rearing we got was that we did have direction. Uh, Plenty of rules, yes, structure, corporal punishment, and that came from my mom. Uh, but that was my mom, not from my dad, just from my mom. Uh, all of us had some chore to do. It's usually the girls had the house, and we each one had a chore. The boys had outside with my dad. He had a farm and he drove a truck. Plus, he had a janitorial service, plus taking care of the farm and the animals and everything like that. So the boys had outside chores. Uh, and we did have parental time. Uh, at least I did. I don't know about the others because they was much older than me. But I remember my mom uh, making uh, cookies for all the kids, and me sitting around with her on the cabinet and watching her making the cookies, and her saying that she had to get them ready before the children, my brothers and sisters, came home. So I had time with her, but I realized as I got older, I didn't, and it was much more time with my father, and I enjoyed that. And as I said, parental time, communication, yes. Uh, I guess you could say one way. My, especially with my mom, she would tell us what to do, the chores, and we would just do them. We would not, could not say no, whatever. I can't do it right now. Can we do it later? No, uh-uh. Man, you say that, you get a smack, and that was it. Whatever my mom said, that was it. Okay. Uh, my father did not do a lot of punishing, especially with the girls. He said that he did not want to hurt the girls, so he didn't. And I don't remember with my brothers either. I don't remember one time. Uh, with my oldest brother, he must have did something really bad because it was corporal punishment from my father on my brother. So that's all I can remember. Uh, and I had a lot as I got older. I had a lot of time with my dad. Uh, I was not close to my brothers and sisters. It seemed like, I don't know, they hated me. That's what I felt. And I couldn't understand why they did not uh, love me. And as I got older, the same feeling came to me from my mom. But I realized later, as I got older, it was narcissists. And narcissists can't love. They don't have feelings. And it really wasn't their fault, but uh, it was best that I was out of there. Uh, and I was glad that my father took as much time with me because I think he realized there was something wrong in the home with the way they treated me and my mom, and with his tuition or protection for me, he took the time with me. If he was going someplace, the janitor service or to do work with the officers, he would take me with him. If he went to feed the animals or whatever, he didn't take me around the big animals because I was too little. He didn't want, the cows or the pigs to hurt me or whatever. So he did not take me around them. But he did show me how to feed the chickens and the ducks and all that. And I think he had a goat too and a couple of sheep, things like that, smaller animals. And I would spend a lot of time with him, and he would tell me stories about his life and everything. But I don't know why uh, the brothers and sisters did not want to take time with him. I don't know. I can't say. But that's how it was with my parents and the way I was raised. We did have direction, rules, regulations. Ah, and there was punishment with these if we did not follow them. Like I said, corporal punishment from my mom. Ah, and there was a structure. It might not have been what we wanted, but there was structure, and we had better stick to it. And we did. Oh boy, did we. Okay. And my parents uh, watched us closely to make sure we was protected. Uh, because when I or one of the older brothers or sisters, if my mama could not watch us, then it was a job of the oldest brother or sister to make sure we was okay, and you had better do it. That's how it was in our home. Uh, I don't, and I did not approve of the corporal punishment. And as I got older, I made sure that I was not a mother like my mother was. I would not be that cruel to my daughter as she was to me. I would be more like my father, more caring, understanding, all that. And will tell you later how I raised her. But I will give you two examples of what happens if these concerns that I'm having right now are not addressed now or in the future. Uh, the first one, more recently, is with Carly Russell. She's 25 years old, but she lied about an abduction and kidnapping of herself and a child. Uh, and later in the days that followed with the Hoover police, it was proved that it was a hoax. Uh, Police cannot say why she did it, uh, but I have some idea, but I'm not going to say because it have not been brought out in the news of why she did it, or what the police might find behind this. But I know from the news that she has a lawyer now. So uh, I will follow up on that and watch and see what happens. I myself, in my tuition uh, and my empathy that I have as a gift, I can already say and know that what happened with her growing up or whatever, there's some certain type of something going on there. Okay, and the way she was, you know, I won't speak on that. Okay, uh, let's see here. The next example is this. Uh, let's see here, and I will give my opinion later on all this. Okay, this one is the Oxford High School shooter. Okay, this happened November the 30th, 2021. Uh, it was an Oxford High School shooting, uh, and there was 4 students and killed and 7 wounded. And the person that did this was 15, yes, 15-year-old Ethan Chumley of Pontiac, Michigan. And let's see here. There was an audio video journal that he kept. Okay. And during the hearing, which was on July the 27th of this year, 2023, hearing is going on, or maybe it's finished. Said it would take a couple of days. Maybe it's finished. But in the journal, the video journal, it was said during the hearing that he said, "I'm going to be the next school shooter." Uh, and he said that the night before. Okay, he said, Gordon Live thought about this a lot. He said he thought about it a lot. I can't stop thinking about it, but it's constantly in his head. Okay, let's see. Uh, I'm going to have so much fun. Okay, um, and I'm going to read some more, and then I'm going to uh, let you know about the family condition and everything like that. Got some notes. Okay, uh, let's see. And it was said by one of his friends. Uh, it talks about his decline of his life, his hate for the world, and the need to teach others a lesson by shooting up a school. And this is from his video journal that was brought forward uh, in the hearing. Okay, let's see here. Okay, and he said in the journal, "I will walk behind someone and I will shoot a bullet into their skull, and that's the first victim," he said. "I'm going to open fire on everyone in the hallway. I will try to hit as many people as I can. I will reload and I will find people hiding. I want to teach them a lesson of how they are wrong, of how they are being brainwashed." And this is from his journal. Let's see. Also, too, this is from a friend of his that had seen the journal and what he had said. Uh, and he had said this in the journal, video journal, from weeks to months leading up to when it happened. Okay. And an unidentified friend uh, in a series of his journals, he had seen how Ethan tortured, this is really difficult, how he tortured and killed baby birds. Uh, and this was identified during the trial about a video in which he was seen torturing a hatchling to death and was described the joy the teen shooter appeared to feel while torturing the bird. Now, uh, the teacher, here's some things that was brought up that the teacher knew about the bird thing. Okay. Two, he asked his parents for help. Okay. One, nothing happened. The teacher did nothing. Two, the parents did nothing. They was having financial difficulties. Okay. Also, two, family problems. The police had been called to their home uh, before several times. There was parental neglect of Ethan. Okay, neighbors knew, but he had said that he felt, and I guess he had heard this too, through all the fights, that he was a burden to his parents, he felt. Okay, now, if all of this evidence was, okay, I want to ask was the, why didn't the teacher talk with his parents? Why didn't the teacher go to the school counselor or the principal and discuss this with them about the concerns for this child? Okay. And if the parents was having difficulties, why didn't they go and get help? Either from family members or either from counselors, okay, or with the neighbors. The neighbors knew and they heard the fights. Why didn't they call DCF and express their concern for this child? All right. These are the things that I can't understand right now. Uh, and also, too, it was heard that the mother expressed in the, as she was arrested by the police, that she had given him a gun. Okay? A 15-year-old a gun. And she had said that, I guess the police asked her why would she do that. She said she hoped that he would turn it in on himself. Now, what kind of parent would say that about a child? Uh, Now, you see why I express concerns uh, in this day and time for my uh, brothers and sisters and their children. I have seen it in my own family. The cost of neglect, well, not, yes, neglect, of children in my family. I've seen what happens with that, and it is not good. And it seems to me like since COVID hit, it has been more concern for COVID than the children. Uh, that they have more shootings in schools, more mental health problems with the children. Uh, Also, too, with not only the mental health, but also the physical problems uh, and child on child uh, rapes uh, and molestations drawn from the internet. That children are being drawn away by predators on the internet because they are not being, uh, I guess you could say, watched closely enough. And then also to the weight gain, the early childhood diabetes, uh, children not eating right, children being basically they're making their own dinners, their own foods. Uh, Parents are not helping them. And when I will tell you the kind of parent that I was when I was a single divorced mother. I'm not saying I was perfect. I am perfect. Far from that. But this is the way I raised my daughter. Growing up, first, I was divorced from my daughter's father when she was young, very young. He cheated and I left. She was about 3 years old. I sent my daughter to my parents. My mother and father was alive at the time. for a while until I got settled in a new place. Uh, Once I got settled in a new place, uh, I got a very big, well, I had a job, but it was just mostly through the school, and it was only a part time job. And I realized over time that with her uh, and the bills that I had at that time, I would have to get a full time job. I took a federal, what do you call it? Federal exam for federal jobs, and I passed. And I was offered a job at the Veterans Hospital there. And because I had the experience, the medical experience from my previous state where I came from, they gave me a job as a nursing assistant. Well, it was they go by GS 5, 6, whatever, GS 1, based on your experience. And I think I was a GS 5, so I had a lot of experience. Uh, so once I got that, I brought my daughter back to live with me, and let's see, I was able to because I had my associate's degree, and I had applied to the university in my city. Uh, and I was able to have one of the apartments on site. And I did not need a car, but I had a car, and I was able to keep her with me. And so um, I would bring her with me to my classes and everything like that. And she was so well behaved that all I had to do was give her a pencil and paper or a book, and she would look and read and draw while I had classes and took notes from my teachers. So she was very well behaved, and my instructors didn't mind it, and I did not have to worry about getting a babysitter for her. She went everywhere with me. Wherever I went, she was with me. Uh, uh, and I put her worries above everything, you know, dating, all that. She came first. Uh, so I didn't have any problems with it. And then later on, I was able to get a job on campus. Uh, as a matter of fact, in housing. And so I didn't have to drive so far back and forth or bring her or whatever. I just left her upstairs, or I could bring her with me to work. And there was a room uh, behind the desk where she could sit, do her homework, or whatever. So at the time, when I was a single divorced mom, I was thinking ahead of how I could take care of her with this job or going to school and all this and that. This came first before I picked the job. So she was first upmost. because she did not ask to be born. All right. So it was up to me to protect and take care of her and give her structure and directions and rules and consistency to make sure she was nurtured and into become um, what's the word? Oh gosh, to become a very good person and to add to society in a positive way. So my daughter and I are close, and I've been in her life even when she lived by herself. I was her structure and her consistency. And if there was a problem, she came to me first, uh, either on the phone, or she came to meet me to my apartment, or whatever. Uh, I always told her that if she needed me, I would be able and willing to help her, and she could talk to me about anything. And she always knew that, and I never judged her, and I don't to this day. I don't judge anybody. So right now, because uh, we can communicate and talk, of course, you might ask, don't we have disagreements? Yes, of course. But we speak it and talk about it, but we don't yell and scream. And if we get really upset, then we walk away or we just sit and cry together. And, and then we wipe the tears away and discuss it, and it's not boiled up anymore. So uh, the lines of communication is always open to with us, and we work on our relationship to this very day. Uh, and there was a time that, which is hard to speak on, and why we work so hard on it, is that there was a point with uh, my daughter almost lost me, and it I was in a coma for a while. This was in almost 3 years ago. Before, I'm not going to speak much on it because it's difficult for me. Maybe in time I will tell you the whole story, but she almost lost me. Uh, I almost died. I was in a coma in ICU on a ventilator. Uh, Everything hooked up to me. The things like you see on TV on those medical shows. That was me. I was in ICU. I don't know how long because my when I asked her, she uh, shut down. She does not want to talk about it. And I guess I understand. But, and it took me, mm, okay, I could not walk. I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. I could hardly speak. Uh, my brain did not function like it should. Uh, I could not write. It was hard to speak. Uh, my daughter would bring me books to color, so I could get my strength back in my hands and everything. Uh, so I would call her. She would ask me, "Did you work on the book today, Mom?" I would say, "Yes, I did." I would show her pictures of stuff that I had colored and did. So it was down to that. Uh, and I think it took me a whole year, really longer, to get back to where I did not need any help uh, walking. To this very day, I still have difficulty with balance, uh, uh, a little memory problem. Uh, Long term memory is okay, but short term is good, but it's not great. And so I see a neurologist, um, and I have specialists. But I'm going to close now because I don't want to remember. I don't want to go back to that. So sorry it took too long, but I hope this has helped you all with knowing my thoughts and feelings on things that, in my opinion, and uh, I have, I do this and I still do it. Children come first, no matter how old, and though they don't ask to be brought into this world. And if you are not, as parents, going to put the children first, do not please have children because it's too many children nowadays that are damaged, have no social skills, and they shoot up schools and they do things that they don't know is wrong. So it is not the children's fault. I'll put it that way. Okay. So thank you so much for watching this, and I hope it was not too long. And I hope it helped you with knowing personal things about me. And my thank you so much. So take care of yourself and each other. And if you have children, those beautiful and wonderful children, good night. And please like and subscribe and pass it on. Thank you.